Hey there, YouTube. It's the top tortoise at Snake Neck Games, Corey, and we're back with another episode with our protagonist, Zodwood Nimblepot, our first edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Halfling Thief. If you remember in the last episode, Zodwood safely made it out of the dungeon, gained a little bit of experience, ended up with a couple of magic items, but he is still first level. So we're back. We're going to go through another dungeon with him. We're going to see if we can't keep him alive, see what's going to happen. Maybe he'll gain enough experience to level up. Could get his head splattered all up against the wall. You never know. So let's get into things, shall we? Okay, you can see I've got the deck of many dungeons opened up right here in Vassal. So we're just going to yank the first card, right? The first ace card, see what we've got for an entrance. Let's see. We're going to pull the rogue token. Place Zodwood right here in the entrance. And why is he down here in the dungeon? He found a map leading to it. Same as the first episode. He's getting to be very lucky. He's coming across all these maps. Who knows? But he has been in town after exiting the last dungeon. He's fully recovered. He has all his hit points. Everything is good. So let's go. We're going to head east. Okay, so we've got a treasure room. Let's see. He actually sees this first secret door right here. And he'll walk in and see that it's just a little room. Does he notice the other one? He does not notice it from this side. However, he can come up into here. He doesn't notice it from that side either. He just thinks this is a secret room with nothing in it. There's a lock right here. Let me move his token here so you can see that. There's a lock. He has a 45% chance to pick locks. So let's roll that. 95, he is incapable of picking that lock. He is unable to open it, so this room doesn't even exist as far as he's concerned. He knows there's a door. He knows there's a lock. He can't get in here. Could possibly come back at a later point and try this again if he levels up, but for now, whatever's in here is beyond him. Okay, so this is a very short first level of the dungeon, which makes things very easy for Zodwood. There's a magical pool in here, but he has to get through this lock first. Again, hard lock. He's got a 45% chance. 78, he does not open either of these locks. He is going to end up saving this particular map to this particular dungeon. He's going to come back at some later point, assuming he survives. And if he hits second level, third level, 12th level, if he gets that high, if we get lucky enough, right, he might come back and try these locks and see exactly what he's missing out on. But for now, he has no idea. So now here comes the fun part. He's done with the first level. There's nothing here. We have to give him a way to get to the second dungeon level. There's a set of stairs right here. Remember, PC level +1 is the number of levels he's got to go through in each of these dungeons. Otherwise, he's done with this and he's earned no experience points, and then what's the point, right? So he goes over here. And is getting ready to go down the stairs. Oh, look, we found some money. There's 3d6 gold pieces. It's 11 gold pieces. It may not seem like much, but 11 experience points is a lot when you're at first level. So here we have him. He's going to go down into the second level. We're going to move all of this over. We got to yank the entrance to the second level. Comes down. We don't need a quest idea, but there may be some sounds in here. He hears the sound of moaning. Never a good idea when you're in a dungeon. That could be anything down here. And remember, we are on the second level of the dungeon, and there are some nasty monsters in this deck, so it could be anything. He's going to go east. I always go east to start, right? Left is monsters, right is treasure. For those of you familiar with first level dungeon mechanics, first edition dungeon mechanics. So we come into this hallway. There's no monster. The best we can roll is a 7, and 2 to 8 is nothing. But there are smells in here, potentially. And it smells like rotting flesh, which goes perfectly with the moaning. So this is starting to tell me this has a crypt or tomb kind of a feel to it down here in the second level. Okay, so we cross the threshold, and there's another very hard lock. Let's see if he can pick it. 62. He is not getting very lucky with any of the locks that he is attempting to pick right here. He knows there's something beyond this door. He just does not know what there is. And to be very clear, there is a monster on the other side of this room or door. It's either a flying sword or a sprite. Not sure which. He has no clue. He can't get there. Okay, so he ends up going west. And look at that. There's a monster here. It is either an acolyte or a skeleton. Again, we can only roll d6 plus 1, which is a 7, and 2 to 8 is an acolyte or a skeleton. And yes, I am reading that upside down. So we're going to let the random dice generator determine what it is. Odd and even, left and right, acolyte or skeleton. Even, it is a skeleton, which is perfect. There's moaning. There's the smells of rotting flesh. It's absolutely perfect for the skeleton. So we're going to go yank the skeleton token. Now, Zodwood has a chance of surprising the skeleton, which he does not. Now we get to roll initiative. We get to go through combat. Okay, you can see here the skeleton has an armor class of 7 and 1 hit point. It's a pretty weak skeleton. Still, Zodwood could have potential problems with it. He's a thief. He's not a fighter. So let's roll initiative and get combat underway. It's a tie, so we roll over. And Zodwood goes first. Now, Zodwood is going to use his sling to start. He's going to stay in ranged combat as long as he possibly can against this thing. He gets a +3 to his attack for being in range because of his dexterity. Damage on small to medium is 2 to 5, so if he hits with the sling, this combat is over. I doubt he will, but it's entirely possible. 16 +3 is 19. That's an armor class of 1. We are going to roll damage on the bullet. That's D4, which is 5. That's maximum damage. The skeleton is destroyed. One shot. He opens the door. He sees the skeleton, fires a bullet, and it's gone. That is actually pretty cool. Zodwood has destroyed the skeleton. There is 3d6 gold pieces in here. Skeletons do not have an individual treasure type of their own, but the room itself, look at this, has 3d6 gold pieces. So that's another 10 gold. Not a lot of experience, but money is money, and Zodwood needs all he can get because one of these times he's going to need to hire some people to come with him. We'll get into that in the next episode. Okay, so then we add the end of the dungeon. I could have added it before I started talking to you, but we add the end of the dungeon. And there we go. That is the end of this dungeon. That is rather remarkable. Nothing spectacular. He has a map. He's got a couple of rooms that he can't necessarily get to. So that's it. Zodwood gets to go home. He gets to go back up this stairs to here and back out of the dungeon. Once again, I'm going to save this dungeon. I'm going to let you, the audience, decide if Zodwood's going to come back down here and try to pick the locks that he couldn't get through, or if you just want him to keep going. For now, though, I'm going to go calculate experience. I'm going to draw this in Dungeon Scrawl, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I have calculated Zodwood's experience, and I've drawn up maps in Dungeon Scroll of this particular dungeon. Zodwood only earned 36 experience points, 21 from gold, and 15 from the skeleton. So he is still going to be first level after leaving this dungeon, but he earned a little bit of experience. He earned a little bit of cash. This dungeon really didn't do much, and that's one of the things about the deck of many dungeons is that you can get something massive and epic. You can get something really, really small. This time we got something really, really small. Let me show you the maps that I drew in Dungeon Scroll. So here you can see we've got the first level. Again, he entered here. You know, it was locked door over here and locked door over here. Stairs that went down. And then the second level, right, he came down here. Another locked door. This is where he fought the skeleton, and this was the end. There's really nothing much else to do except wrap this adventure up and come back at another point into this dungeon. Zodwood will at some point come back and try to figure out these doors. We'll save that for another episode when he levels up. For now, that's it. We're done with this dungeon. Zodwood has left the building. And he is going to go back to town. He doesn't need to heal. He's going to check his coin, see if he needs to actually hire anybody to go into the next dungeon. He is still going to be first level in episode 3. I hope to see all of you there. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Top Tortoise, Corey. We'll see you later.